The Rachel Morin murder trial is now underway, the case captivating the nation. It was back in August 2023 when the mother of 5 decided to go for a run, but she never came home. Her body discovered along a scenic walking trail in Harford County, Maryland. The man accused of raping and murdering her, an illegal immigrant with prior violent crimes. And the case really becoming a political flashpoint during the presidential campaign, with Rachel's mother testifying before a Senate committee last year, urging lawmakers to prioritize public safety.
My daughter is like so many other American girls that go about their life and they're just caught unawares from behind, dragged off the main road, trail, whatever, strangled, raped, murdered. Some have been found, some have not. I think deportation is necessary.
Well, tensions are very high with this trial, with extra security now in place. Let's bring in correspondent Caitlin Becker, who is live outside the courthouse there. Caitlin, what is happening inside?
Well, Nichole, shortly before this, I came to you, the jury broke for lunch, but we're well underway into this trial of Rachel Morin. Opening statements wrapped up at about 11 a.m., and the second witness for the prosecution is already on the stand. The first witness was Rachel Morin's 14-year-old daughter, Violet, and her little voice on the stand in the microphone just broke your heart. She only got a few questions into her testimony before she broke down into tears and needed a moment to compose herself. Now, she testified to the last day of her mother's life and their interactions. Taking the stand after Violet was Rachel Morin's boyfriend at the time, Rich Tobin, again, kind of laying the groundwork for what their communication was on the last day of her life. They both testified that Rachel went to this trail, the Ma and Pa Trail, almost every day, sometimes 2 times a day. And it was, of course, on that trail that she was raped and murdered. Her body found the day after she had gone missing. Now, the man charged in her killing, Victor Martinez Hernandez, is an illegal immigrant from El Salvador, and he is charged with the most serious offenses you can really imagine. Multiple murder charges, multiple charges of rape and sexual assault, as well as a kidnapping charge in there. Now, during the investigation, the police uncovered some DNA evidence, and they used that DNA evidence to hone in on their suspect using forensic genetic genealogy. And the DNA is going to be a big topic of discussion during this trial. We heard both the prosecution and the defense touch on that in opening statements. Prosecutors say the DNA evidence, clear as day, is the defendant's. It was on her body. That should point to him as the culprit here, whereas the defense says it needs to be a 100% match, which they say it is not, and that's the evidence they're going to rebut that with, Nichole.
All right, so Caitlin, how are Rachel Morin's family members reacting to all of this?
It's a struggle. It's a struggle inside of that courtroom. In opening statements, you know, her mother and her siblings are in that courtroom, and you could see them trying to hold it together during opening statements, particularly as the prosecution got into some of the more gruesome and graphic details. Nearly 24 blows to the head, strangulation marks, and these are things that are going to be talked about in great detail in the course of this trial, as well as graphic photos that will be shown to the jury. But during the break, the morning break, I was able to speak with an attorney who represents Rachel Morin's mother and siblings, Randolph Rice, who told me that their goal is to stay in there to support Rachel throughout this entire trial. But something he's looking at while he's alongside them in that courtroom is how the jury is reacting. Take a listen to some of that conversation.
I was watching the jury. They pretty much were sort of stone, cold, didn't really have a lot of emotion. I think they're just sort of taking this all in for the first time. Remember, nobody has heard a lot of these facts, and so they're hearing these facts for the first time and trying to absorb all of this, and they certainly realize that there is a lot of information that they've got to take in over the next week and a half.
Also showing no emotion in that courtroom, the defendant, who is sitting at the table in a button-up shirt, a necktie with headphones on so that he can hear the translation in Spanish to follow along with the proceedings. He's not visibly reacting, but he does seem intently listening here, Nichole. And the jury and testimony is expected to resume at about 2:15 p.m. Eastern, with Rich Tobin, the boyfriend, getting back on that stand to continue direct examination.
All right, Caitlin Becker, live for us there in Maryland. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.